what up, Dodgers Nation or Red Sox Nation or Rays Nation or Blue Jays Nation or wherever team is still in on Freddie Freeman. Doug McKain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. We've got the latest Freddie Freeman rumors coming up in just a second, but quick reminder for all latest Dodgers news and rumors, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you really want to support the channel, smash that like button. As always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. Tonight's Dodgers Nation question of the day. What do you make of Anthony Rizzo going back to the Yankees? Does this mean that the Dodgers will sign Freddie Freeman, or do you think that the Red Sox or the Blue Jays or the Rays will ultimately sign him? Is there another team out there? What do you think the big holdup is with Freddie Freeman at the moment? Is it the years? Is it the team? I want all your takes on Freddie Freeman down below. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So welcome back, baseball fans. Now's your normally scheduled break from Twitter. I know it's refresh season, but this will give you a second, a little break before you head back there and keep scrolling up, waiting for Jeff Passett to announce where Freddie Freeman has signed. Is it going to be the Dodgers? Is it going to be the Blue Jays? Is it going to be the Red Sox, the Padres, the Rays? Well, one thing we know at this hour is it's most likely not going to be the New York Yankees, because it was announced that Anthony Rizzo is going back to the Bronx. He signed a $32 million contract, and with that, now the Yankees have their left-handed hitting first baseman, and that effectively eliminates them from the Freddie Freeman sweepstakes. Now, we heard yesterday that the Yankees were pessimistic about signing Freddie Freeman, but this morning, MLB insider Buster Olney, he said it was down to the Yankees and the Dodgers. So does that mean the Dodgers are going to end up with Freddie Freeman? Well, not so fast, because John Heyman, he tweeted out, Yankees tried hard for Freeman, but have the clear impression at this point that he preferred not to come. Their fear, rival Red Sox could still land the superstar first baseman. Now, first of all, wouldn't it be hilarious if Freddie Freeman just straight up said, hey, I was going to sign with the Yankees, but I didn't want to sign there because they were going to make me shave my beard. I just want one player to do that just so the Yankees will feel really stupid about that rule. But look, he's not going to the Yankees, and a lot of my Yankees friends, they said, hey, we're either going to trade for Matt Olson or we're going to sign Freddie Freeman. Well, Matt Olson, he's on the Braves. He just signed an extension after being traded there, and now Freddie Freeman, he's not going to be going there either because they have Anthony Rizzo. Now, when you look at the Yankees, what they were trying to do, does this mean maybe they're going to try to get an extension done with Aaron Judge? Maybe they're looking down the line at possibly Juan Soto. Maybe they're trying to save long-term, and they don't believe in giving a 32-year-old first baseman a monster contract, and they'd rather give that money to Anthony Rizzo. So that remains to be seen long-term if that works out for them. But what it means for the Dodgers is you have a big market that's not in the mix for Freddie Freeman. His market continues to shrink, and you've already eliminated the Braves, who are the favorites to re-sign him, and then you eliminate the team that he had been linked to that has the biggest budget other than the Dodgers, and that is the New York Yankees. So this could be some good news for the Dodgers, but now let's talk about the Boston Red Sox. Does he make sense for the Bo Sox? Well, one, they already have a potent lineup. You got Xander Bogaerts, you have Rafael Devers, you got JD Martinez. You put him in that mix, that's one of the best 2 through 5 in all of Major League Baseball. And then also you got Bobby Dole back there. He struggled at times last year. He strikes out a lot at a 31% clip, so he would definitely supplant him at first base. And you could also mix around with the DH role with Devers, with Freddie Freeman. Now, I do have some prospects coming up the pipeline that could hold it down at first base, and that's something you would want to consider if you're the Red Sox and their fans. Would you want a guy like Freddie Freeman who could block maybe a star that's coming up? But it's Freddie Freeman, and you're talking about a Red Sox team that they were on the cusp of making another run at the World Series last year, and you had Freddie Freeman. Hey, maybe you say, hey, let's get another World Series, and we'll worry about that after. Now, I think if you look at the money they would have to spend, you're talking about a 5 or 6 year deal, something in the range of 6 years, $180 million. We know at this point he wants that $30 million per year for 6 years, and if you look at the way they're set up right now, that would push them past the luxury tax, and you're looking at a penalty for this year. They would go below it the following season, but they've been reluctant to go past that threshold in the past few seasons. But if they truly think they have a winner on their hands, maybe the Boston Red Sox make that move. Or who knows, maybe Freeman's market shrinks to the point where he is considering 5-year deals. Now, to me, he's a former MVP coming off a World Series championship. He has intangibles. He's been durable. He hasn't shown very many signs of regression at all. He doesn't seem to be be slowing down anytime soon. So I do think there really should be a team out there that's willing to give him a 6-year deal, especially considering how talented and how elite he still is as a hitter. Now, would the Red Sox really pull the trigger on a big deal for Freddie Freeman? Are they a legitimate suitor for him? I definitely think they might be, but that'd be kind of hilarious when you consider the fact that they really didn't want to pay Mookie Betts at 27, but they want to give potentially Freddie Freeman maybe a 6-year, $180 million bag at age 32. It kind of reminds me of that Drake meme where he's pointing, in this case, the Mookie Betts at 27. They don't want that, but they'll take Freddie Freeman at 32. Now we're talking about the difference of over $100 million, of course, but when you factor in that this organization, they really haven't been massive spenders of late, it would be a little bit of a head scratcher, but maybe they feel that that core that we mentioned could possibly make a run at the World Series. So me personally, I'm a little skeptical on it. I've talked to some sources. They're a little skeptical on it as well, and I just don't see him signing with the Boston Red Sox. I do think the Blue Jays might still be in the mix as well, but then John Heyman also tweeted out something where the Blue Jays feel that they have a better shot with Kyle Schwarber than they do with Freddie Freeman. So you remember Kyle Schwarber, he was traded to the Red Sox last season. He was big time for them, and he's another left-handed bat that the Red Sox would hope to replace with Freddie Freeman. So Kyle Schwarber kind of plays into all this when you look at how the dominoes fall, and if the Blue Jays don't sign Freddie Freeman, do they pivot to Kyle Schwarber? If the Red Sox don't sign Freddie Freeman, do they pivot and try to bring back Kyle Schwarber? And then you talk about the San Diego Padres. We mentioned them earlier. Bob Nightingale, he linked the Padres to Freddie Freeman, and kind of the thought there is, hey, maybe they find a way to move Hosmer and move Myers and sign Freddie Freeman. It would be a massive coup for that franchise, especially when you consider the fact that they've been dominated by the Dodgers in the NOS. So maybe they're sick and tired of losing to the Dodgers on the field. Maybe they try to beat them in free agency by getting a player the Dodgers are very interested in signing. So could that be a possibility? I think it would have to be a pretty big overpay by the Padres. Who knows how high they would have to go to get his services down in San Diego, but I wouldn't completely rule it out when you consider the fact, look, they signed Manny Machado to that $300 million deal. They're the only team other than the Dodgers last year to go past the CBT. So, look, I mean, say what you want about the Padres. I really respect the fact that they're out there trying to win and trying to compete, and you also add the fact that baseball's best stuntman, Fernando Tatis Jr., he's going to be out, so maybe they'll say, hey, let's bring Freddie Freeman in here. He'll hold it down while Tatis Jr. is out. Of course, he's left-handed bat, different position, but as far as star power goes, it would kind of bring the spirits up down there in San Diego. And of course, yesterday, all the buzz was on the Blue Jays. We talked about how Freddie Freeman has the dual citizenship. He was born in Southern California, but played for Team Canada in the 2017 World Baseball Classic. We talked about the fit in Toronto. Of course, you would have to move around Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It's a little young to have a guy playing a lot of DH, so would you use him at third base? That would probably be the move there, but they're a very aggressive franchise right now. They're definitely in win-now mode. You saw the move they made at the deadline last year for Jose Barrios, so they're a team that wants to compete for a World Series title, and bringing Freddie Freeman back to Canada, that'd be great for ticket sales. I mean, he'd be big in Toronto, and I think that'd be a big move for that franchise to say, hey, the AL East, you got the heavyweights in Boston and New York. Well, Toronto, we're no joke. So I think the North is definitely in the mix for Freddie Freeman. Then, of course, you had Carlos Baerga, the MLB insider Carlos Baerga, the former player who went on his Instagram and pretty much all but guaranteed that Freddie Freeman was going to be signing with the Blue Jays. And then a lot was made about the fact that Gurriel commented on it and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. that he liked the post, and everyone's saying, oh, it's over. He's going to be a Toronto Blue Jay. And then today it came out that the Blue Jays feel like they have a better shot in signing Kyle Schwarber than they do signing Freddie Freeman. So were those rumors a little bit of a smokescreen? And then you talk about the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays, a lot of people were scratching their heads a few weeks ago when rumors surfaced that the Rays were in on Freddie Freeman, because you don't really link the Rays with these big marquee free agents. Like, they signed Longoria to that big deal a few years back, but they're not really a team you associate with some of the big superstars around the league, especially when it comes to free agency. And basically, when it comes to Tampa Bay Rays, they'd be in on him if they could get him on a short-term deal on a high AAV. Now, we're not talking about the Dodgers' idea of a short-term deal with 4 years. You're talking about possibly lower than that. So I don't think the market will shrink to the point where the Rays are going to be a realistic destination for Freddie Freeman. And then, of course, there's the Los Angeles Dodgers. I've spoke to some people that are connected in this and that. I have my own sources that feel really good about him going to the Dodgers. Some are not so much, but kind of depending on who you talk to, the Dodgers are definitely still in the mix for Freddie Freeman. It just depends on whether or not he's going to be willing to take either a shorter term deal at that 4 years length, or do the Dodgers budge and give him an extra year? Do they mess with club options and player options and things of that nature? But really, when it comes down to it, they want the guaranteed money. So I don't think that's going to play a massive role when it comes to where he'll ultimately sign. I think the Dodgers, they're going to want to give him that 5 years, but just look where the Dodgers are at this point. They've stood pat and they've watched the Braves fade away. They've watched the Yankees fade away. So if you're the Dodgers, you have to sort of feel good about where you are, as far as if you do ultimately sign him, you're probably going to sign him at a deal that was close to what you wanted to pay him in the first place. So I think the Dodgers, look, they're not desperate for Freddie Freeman. Me personally, I think that he would take this lineup over the top. Look, if you think about this lineup with Freddie Freeman, other than Will Smith, who to me is going to be a perennial all-star at the catcher's position, you have all-stars up and down this lineup. So I still think the Dodgers are heavily involved with Freddie Freeman, but I don't think they're going to get into a massive bidding war where they say, hey, we have to have this guy. They're going to want him at their price, and I think that is where they stand. But let me know down below in the comment section, where do you think that Freddie Freeman ultimately is going to sign? Is it going to be with the Dodgers? Is it going to be with the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Rays, another mystery team out there? Will it be the Padres? So we kind of ran down the list of teams right now. Lots of different rumors circulating at the moment when it comes to Freddie Freeman, but hopefully tomorrow is the day. If you're watching this tomorrow, hopefully today is the day. We're dropping this late at night. I was thinking about going to sleep. I'm pretty tired at this point, but I know you guys need your rumors, and that's what I'm here for. So let me know down below in the comment section. Also, what do you think is holding up the deal? Do you think it's the length from the Dodgers? Do you think he wants to sign LA, but they won't budge on the years? Do you think the Red Sox are really coming up? I think the Padres might be out there offering him some big money with the hopes of moving Myers and Hosmer at some point as well. But let me know down below in the comment section. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. I post all the Dodgers and big league rumors over there. So for our latest Dodgers news and rumors, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.